welcome back to the Ducoscope Studios here in Geneva. Joining me is Jean-Francois Owczarczak from MJT and Fingraphs.com. So welcome back, Jean-Francois.
Hi, Jessica.
So this week we're seeing the non-farm US payrolls, and we're also seeing Janet Yellen speaking on Wednesday. The rates haven't been raised as of yet, but they are promised to raise soon. So what does this play out for currencies?
Okay, well, we're back on our Fingraphs.com website. We're looking at a daily mosaic here, so the perspective over the next few months. We have euro dollar here, cable, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, gold, DAX, SMI, and the S&P futures. We'll quickly look at the euro. And the euro on this investor's view, so a combination of a weekly, daily, and hourly chart, the perspective over the next few quarters, over the next few months, and over the next few weeks. If we look at the weekly first, it's still in a downtrend. We made an intermediate bottom here earlier this year. We had a risk index in the oversold. We also had both our envelopes touching each other. Yet the direction of the larger envelope is still heading quite aggressively down, which means that we believe this is an intermediate bottom, that we've had the correction up, and that we might be resuming the downtrend in the near future. The targets are in possibly down to parity, or here more exactly 102. Now if we look at the daily chart has had quite a long consolidation up. It even made it above our corrective targets here, above 115, and ignited an impulsive up move. We think this is premature, and at the moment we would need further confirmations of levels of a move above 115 to confirm the possibility of going impulsive up. And in light of the weekly, we do believe that there might be a possibility that instead it resumes the downtrend over the next few months. This is what the hourly is telling us. The hourly is already heading back down. You have impulsive targets down, which could lead us back below 110, possibly into the 108 or 109 region over the next few weeks. So to summarize it up, the long term is still heading lower. The daily is still quite strong, but we believe it might be too aggressive at the moment, and the hourly is heading back lower again. So, as the message says, potential resume downtrend in a pullback period. Now switching to the other currencies, if you look at cable is also in a downtrend on the weekly, a downtrend on the daily, and a downtrend on the hourly, so a potential continuous downtrend. This move may accelerate if the daily makes it below its corrective target and moves into impulsive territory. And this would be the case slightly above 150. Now if we look at dollar Swiss is heading up. You have three bulls here and still some potential. So this would confirm a positive bias on the dollar, possibly a negative bias on the euro. And then the yen is still up over the long term with our impulsive 2 targets expected here slightly above, well, up to 130 over the next few quarters. Yet the daily has corrected down. It also made it slightly below our corrective targets and is showing quite aggressive targets down. We believe it's also premature to jump to that conclusion, and we also see our risk index, which is already quite low, so we might see some new surprises to the upside here. And this is what the hourly is telling us at the moment. It just turned positive. Now we can't be too aggressive here because it really is a consolidation period, a very flat consolidation period. So we might wait for the break here and follow the break, either up or down when it happens. But a slight bias to the upside in our view. Now gold investors' view, weekly, daily, still heading lower, possibly into the low 1,000 region on the weekly, so over the next few quarters, possibly into slightly, well, below 1,100 on the daily, still heading lower. There's still time here. The hourly has corrected up. It still shows some potential to the upside, but we've seen that it's possibly starting to reverse here. What we can note is that if we look back to the daily, the 150 level here is very important in terms of resistance. It acted as a resistance level here about a month ago. It was also support here back in March. So as long as we can make it decisively above 1150, we are probably not going to go too far up on gold. So at the moment, given the long term and medium term, which are still heading lower, we would still be a negative on the mental. Now in the markets, I've put here the DAX, the Swiss market, and the S&P futures. As you can see on the daily, all three are in an impulsive move down, which means that we really need to still be careful over the next few months. Now we're going to look possibly at the S&P in detail. Now the long term is still heading up. It's quite an aggressive target. It's impulsive 2 targets. But in essence, our envelopes are still slightly tilted to the upside, although we did see some exaggerations on our envelopes and we did see an overbought situation. That said, at the moment, this is considered as a correction down and possibly a correction down from an intermediate top, which means that we're still expecting a resume uptrend at some point over the next few quarters to create new highs. That said, at the moment, it's probably not the time to buy the dips in too much of an aggressive way. Our daily is still heading lower, and at the moment, although we did see some initial points of stress here, we can't not really confirm it yet on the envelope. So we'd still remain prudent over the next month or so. Now, the hourly still heading down also and still has some targets to the downside. No clear exaggeration here yet at the moment. So basically, we're still constructive over the long term, but need to watch out over the medium and the short term.
Fantastic. Well, Jean-Francois, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching. For all the latest Dukascopy updates and exclusive interviews, do keep clicking back. Goodbye for now.